Drum Island is arguably one of the best arcs in One Piece. I think Wano is a really good arc. I just don't generally like how it ended. Fishman definitely had a lot of thematic messages going on that I really like. I'm gonna rank these One Piece arcs based off of how well written they are, impactful they are to the story, and just everything. Alabasta is one of my least favorite arcs of One Piece. There wasn't too much going on within the story, you know. I didn't really care about Crocodile, and I didn't think Luffy was supposed to beat him, so I just kind of left another bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, beat tier. Drum Island is arguably one of the best arcs in One Piece to me. It really showed like the trajectory of the story. You already get that from the beginning, right? It's the same shit over and over again, but it really shows you how Luffy is going to be this person that carries these troubled individuals out of their traumatic past and onto a better life, you know. The fucking dynamic between Chopper being this little monster kid that doesn't really fit in with anybody, finding people that accept him, bro. Drum Island is an SS tier One Piece arc. Long Ring Island filler. Water 7. Ooh. Water 7 and Enel's lobby, they have to be both SS tier. Water 7 for the fucking Usopp character development arc, and then Enel's lobby for obviously Nico Robin's debut, I Wanna Live, bruh. Oh, and Gear 2nd. That's the visceral part of Luffy fights that I miss. I'm gonna miss that, bro, because with Gear 5th, it's just like, it's just not gonna be the same. The tone is not gonna match that same level, if that makes sense. The stakes aren't gonna match that same level too. Post Enel's lobby, that's not, come on. Thriller Bark. Well, now we know Thriller Bark is very, very important. It was the first time the Straw has met Kuma, and we know how important Kuma is. Damn, Kuma is basically One Piece. I give Thriller Bark a A tier, just for its connect. No, but we got nothing happened in Thriller Bark. S tier. Maybe that's Zoro's arc. We can consider it. Sabaody archipelago. Fuck, whatever. Sabaody. I kind of fuck with Sabaody. It was like the big wake up call. We're not ready for this shit. Very impactful to the story too. God, it's up there. Yeah, it's 2 up there. Romance Dawn. Wait, hold on. Ain't Romance Dawn the beginning? Nigga, we're not doing that. Amazon Lily was kind of breaching on another type of anime, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, Luffy's surrounded by girls, his gooner shit. I mean, it is the start of Luffy's sort of failed run to save his brother. I'm gonna take back what I said in the beginning of this. I'm gonna take back what I said. There's some arcs. Impel Down, really like tight knit niche arc. It feels like it's such a part of the story, like a step. It's like a step of the story, bro. We got Luffy losing to Magellan. Nobody beat Magellan, by the way. Luffy losing to Magellan. Luffy needed to fucking eradicate some of his future to keep living. He didn't really learn anything all the way through Impel. I'm gonna have to give Impel Down though, just because all the crazy shit that happened. I have to give it an A tier at least. Marineford. Even if you don't like anything that happened in Marineford, you just have to admit this is like the breaking point of the story. This is the part of One Piece where like you can easily be like, okay, I'm gonna watch the rest of the story, or okay, I don't want to watch this story, because we see all these different mysteries and big figures all come around each other, and this is what large scale battles look like in the story. But then we have our pirates. We was just going through these low level niggas like island by island, and now all of a sudden Luffy is just thrown into the water against all these people he couldn't even dream of fighting at this point, let alone beating, let alone contesting. And then all the impactful shit of the story, obviously Whitebeard's passing away, Ace's passing away, but we see a lot of Garp's character, him giving up his position to let Luffy save Ace. We get Blackbeard formally creating one of the most dominant crews, Yonko crew, the Blackbeard Pirates, by killing Whitebeard and then stealing his fruit. We see the world's strongest not be able to reach Whitebeard, bitch ass nigga. We see the lame ass world's strongest person clash with Vista and somehow not reach Blackbeard because he's getting blocked by Diamond Jozu. I guess. Alright. Luffy actually runs away from. I think this is the first time Luffy ever just straight up ran away from somebody. Like, he didn't even run away from Magellan, bro, but he straight up just ran away from Mihawk, which is kind of funny. Yeah, Shanks' first big major appearance in the anime. It was like probably the first and last of many years we saw Shanks, which was crazy. You kind of have to just put it at the top of the list, bro, even if you don't like what happened. Postwar, now this is some hard shit. But what do you still have? I still have my friends, bro. I still got my niggas, bro. I lost everything, but I still got my niggas, bro. Let's go. Honestly, that was right up there. This really should be conjoined. These should be conjoined. That was really up there, I'm not gonna lie. Return to Sabaody. Not too much of a fan of this arc, because at this point I was binging OnePiece, right? I was binging through the whole thing. I think I started watching OnePiece like 4 or 5 years ago. Imagine like you're spending every single day watching the show, and then all the art style flips and shit. I'm like, this shit looks trash. They didn't give Nami and Robin inflated titties. They made my man's Frankie look like a chew toy. They kind of did Usopp right, but then they took away his melanin. Damn, and Robin's melanin. Zoro came out probably just fine. He came out cooler, as he always does. But yeah, I just didn't like the art style change. But Return to Sabaody, it was kind of cool seeing them, be able to stick with the pacifistas now. I mean, I guess. It's also a really big connection to Kuma, as he was watching over their ship for a long ass time. I give it like an A tier. Fishman Island. Ooh, Fishman Island may not have been super impactful to the story, but Fishman definitely had a lot of thematic messages going on that I really liked. Like the whole idea of racism being from the Fishmen, where like Horty just despises humans, probably the same way that humans would despise fishmen, but like he goes so far as to like just not even care for like people at all. He's like, we need to eradicate y'all, and he didn't even grow up. He wasn't even never a slave. But that goes to show how racism really is. Like, you were never oppressed by humans. You never had so many bad interactions with them. You just grew up from the people that were, in contention with them, so you just pushed those ideas to the furthest fucking limit, just because that's just what you know. And it's a good reflection on reality. Fishman, just for the messages and the themes and ideals, even though it doesn't have the big of an impact, well, it does show us that Shirahoshi is an ancient weapon, which is very fucking important to the story, which was really cool, by the way. Like, she can dead ass just end the world. We gotta really understand that. When I really thought about it, I was like, damn, if Shirahoshi wanted to, she could summon every Sea King to just destroy islands. Not even like destroy islands. I don't think Sea Kings can like shoot fire out they shit, but like everybody is a pirate, bro. Everybody is on a boat. Even Marines are on boats, bro. If you're not on the island, bro, Shirahoshi can fucking eradicate you. You gotta think, bro. The One Piece world is big. I'm not sure how many Sea Kings there are, but we have to assume they're like fish. It has to be hundreds and millions at least. Do we not understand how scary that is if she is able to control every single one? Punk Hazard was good at showing us how there can be fucked up people in the behind the scenes, like trafficking children as they were trafficking those giants. So that is a great message to show us. I didn't really fuck with Punk Hazard or anything out of that, and it wasn't really that impactful to the story to me. I put it there with Fishman. This is the thematic messaging. Dressrosa, I take it back. You know what? No. I'm not gonna do that to Dressrosa. Let's clear the road. I was about to put Dressrosa in fucking bad for the simple fact of the pacing. Dressrosa, for one, it is impactful. You know what? Yeah, it's impactful, so I guess I couldn't put it down there, but I don't like the fights, the power-ups, because they essentially like did nothing, right? Like I liked it when Luffy went gear second against Rob Lucci, because it showed an actual difference in power and gap in strength. But Doflamingo, it almost feels like Doflamingo shouldn't have lost. It just didn't even feel like he should have lost. Dofi should have lost. I didn't care too much about Rebecca, more so because like it was really her dad that went through he went through the worst, nigga. I would tell you, the people in Dressrosa got like fucked over the most, though. One of the most in this series, just like being forgotten as a doll, like that's insanity. But yeah, I mean, Dressrosa wasn't really even all that. It gave my boy Usopp his first and final fucking big play, I guess. Well, I guess his second one after shooting the world flag down. Dressrosa, Zou, Zou's okay. Whole Cake Island. I only see Whole Cake as the Sanji retrieval arc and his backstory in his Sanji arc, right? And I see it as Luffy versus Kategori. Those two factors make Whole Cake up. Put it up here. It's up here. Matter of fact, Whole Cake is up here. Honestly, we get the super well-written art with Sanji being the traumatic character. We see Sanji, we hate Sanji for turning his back on his crew and not believing in them, and even going so far as to hitting Luffy to try to get him to run away. And then Luffy shows his pure determination to stick up for his dude and say, I'm not eating nothing until you make me something to eat, my dog, because if I don't got you, I can't eat as a pirate king, and I need you to do that for me. Ah, boy, Sanji crying. Luffy sitting in the dirt eating mud, like eating mud food, bruh. That shit was hard, bro. That shit was hard. And not only that, the Luffy versus Katakuri fight, all the bravado, the chivalry between the two characters, Katakuri eventually not losing, but losing the will to move on and face Luffy's will. And he understands that Luffy is the man that will bring a change, and he gives up, right? He lets Luffy win. He lets Luffy get away. It was so much respect in that fucking fight, bruh. Especially since he covered up Katakuri, so they didn't have to see his mouth, you know what I'm saying? Man, come on, bruh. It was hard. Orange Town gang. Reverie. We'll give you a Syrup Village. Come on. I'm sorry, Usopp. Look, don't say I'm biased against the old arcs, because come on, bro. We got Drum Island in the top. Wano. If I was Mr. Morge, Wano would be a D tier, because Kaido did not win. Kaido did not win. I think Wano is a really good arc. I just don't generally like how it ended. I don't feel like Big Mom should have fell down that hole, and I don't feel like Kaido should have died right there. I don't feel like both of them should have died. I don't think they're dead, but it's probably safer for Oda to just keep them dead than try to re-add them to the story some type of way, right? Wano was so many key moments in the story, bro. Shanks' appearances scaring Green Bull away. Oh my god, the whole fucking Yamato joining the crew thing, that was like destroying the internet for months straight. Like, niggas was dead ass creating theses on why she was and why she wasn't. It was crazy. Oh, and the gender war, oh my god, oh my god. Anyways, Wano is pretty good. Wano is pretty good. Wano is pretty good, and it's the start of some new animation from One Piece, which was really fine all the way through. Is Barati when Luffy fought that spring nigga? Be there. Arlong. Ooh, Nami arc. I like the Luffy's dynamic with Nami, you know, slowly convincing her to believe in him and trust him as her friend. And it goes far to the moment where she cuts her tattoo, cuts her tie to Arlong. I liked it. I liked that part. It was good. It was good. That's tier. Low Town. Man, this nigga's a fraud. Get this fraud off my screen, bro. I ain't putting Low Town up there. It's Reverse Mountain when they had to get up the wall and it was with Laboon. Laboon. You know what? Just for Laboon. S tier. I fuck with Laboon. Laboon is one of the main reasons why I like stories like One Piece, where we have these characters, we know they're super important to our characters, and they're somewhere in the world, and we're making this promise to come see them again. It's like, okay, well, I know at some point in the story, I gotta see my dog meet back up with Laboon, and then Laboon's character as just like this very love and kind whale that still remembers his old captain, waiting to see him again, bro. Like, that's a hit, bro. Honestly, Enel was probably like the first big display of what power is in One Piece. Even though he got super heavy ass countered, he did fight pretty fucking coolly against the fucking Skypians. And I'm super interested to see where Enel is now. But as far as an arc, it wasn't really like nothing great. It was funny as hell, but it wasn't anything great, bro. All right, that's cool. Let me know what you think down below, and I'm out, bro.